Children's beauty pageants have been an American staple since the 1960s. They have become even more popular thanks to shows like Toddlers and Tiaras. Though the pageants are fun to watch, there are some moments where they don't send the best message. Would you believe that some pageant parents wax their children's body hair before a pageant? Stay tuned to find out more. If you are new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Prepare to be shocked because today we are going to show you 10 times kids' beauty pageants sent the wrong message. Time to grow up. Playing dress-up and competing in pageants may seem like heaven for some girls, but it isn't always fun and games. There is a lot of hard work that goes into their performances. These little beauty contestants spend hours upon hours preparing for their big day. Not to mention the fact that many of these tiny beauties compete almost every weekend. That can add up to a lot of hours of work, which isn't regulated by child labor laws. On pageant days, it can take up to 2 hours for each contestant to get ready. Then, they only have about 90 seconds of stage time. That means they are sitting around all day waiting or practicing for their turn. It doesn't sound like much fun, does it? Many times these little girls don't even get a choice in the matter. It is nearly impossible to ask an 18-month-old if they want to do beauty pageants, but that doesn't seem to keep mothers from entering the tiny tots anyway. Most of these girls don't have time to just be kids. They are forced to grow up quickly or risk losing their shot at the crown in the process. Girls versus girls. Many parents put their children in pageants so they can learn to have self-esteem and poise. This does come at a cost. In pageants, there are winners and there are losers, and sadly the competition can put not only mothers against one another but the contestants as well. These parents don't seem to mind that they are trash-talking little girls when they are gossiping about the competition. What kind of message does this send to their daughters? Instead of lifting each other up, they are tearing one another down for the sake of winning a title and a little bit of cash. This situation can be even worse when families involved. During the season 2 premiere of Toddlers and Tiaras, one mother decided to enter her twin daughters, Brienne and Ashlyn, in a beauty pageant. That means these sisters had to compete against one another. There is nothing wrong with a little sibling rivalry, but when it is based on appearance, it can be damaging. Another issue played out when the camera showed the mother already had her favorite to win. The mother claimed Brienne is the pretty one and even bought her a new dress while Ashlyn had to wear a ripped one. Health doesn't matter. You would think the health of pageant contestants would be a top priority. They have to look good on stage after all. Sadly, some things are thrown out the window on pageant day. Considering many of these contestants are used to their daily naps, pageant day can throw off their whole sleeping cycle. There is a lot of waiting, which can make even adults sleepy. So when it's time to hit the stage, many of these tiny beauties would rather take a nap. To remedy this, pageant moms try everything from pixie sticks to energy drinks to wake their babies up. Who can forget Honey Boo Boo's go-go juice? Doesn't sound very healthy for adults, let alone toddlers. One pageant mom, Tori Hensley, caused quite a stir when she appeared on Toddlers and Tiaras, giving her 2-year-old a mixture of Mountain Dew, sweet tea, and pixie sticks. The problem with these sugary drinks is that it can cause massive tooth decay, obesity, and significant mood crashes. That means these parents are risking their children's health just to keep them awake long enough to walk on stage. What do you think about this not-so-sweet issue? Let us know in the comments section below. Appearance is everything. Thanks to Instagram and other social media, there is a new generation of people who are more focused on appearance than substance. Long before social media, there were children's pageants building the same notion in the minds of little girls. Considering they are judged on their looks at such an early age, it shouldn't be surprising that this can be problematic in their adulthood. Many ex-pageant contestants start having issues like eating disorders and an obsession with being perfect as they get older. Many relate this to the fact that they would get more praise from their parents for doing well on stage or winning. Considering they were at the peak of their beauty when they earned a crown, that means they associate being loved with being physically attractive. Many times, pageant parents don't let their child focus on anything other than winning a crown. Critical development activities like school and social events take a back seat. This can not only wreak havoc on a child's self-esteem but also their social skills. Pageant parents are convincing their children that things like school grades and having friends are less important than looking pretty. They are building unrealistic beauty expectations for their daughters in the process. Money is the answer. There are a lot of things that go into making a winning beauty contestant, and one of the major things needed needed is money. Lots of it, to be exact. It may come at a shock, but pageant parents spend so much money that they can easily go into debt if they aren't prepared. Dresses alone can cost nearly $6,000 a pop. Considering it's almost a sin to wear the same dress twice, it can get pretty expensive just to keep a nice wardrobe. And judges know when parents have skimped on their daughter's clothes because they will deduct points for cheap-looking outfits. Another expense parents don't take into consideration are coaches. Some parents will spend up to $5,000 a day on pageant coaches. Yes, $5,000 to teach a little girl to walk on stage and make kissy faces at a judge. We are beginning to think we are in the wrong business. Then, there are things like travel and accommodation, which can cost thousands for an out-of-state pageant. Most of the time, the biggest title in these pageant wins anywhere from $250 to $10,000. But the chances of actually winning the amount of money you have invested is like winning the lottery. Fame is important. In pageants, the more people you know, the better it is for your career. In the same sense, the more people that you know, the better it is for your career beyond pageants. Thanks to TLC's Toddler and Tiaras, many pageant parents are looking to cash in on their toddler's potential star power. Honey Boo Boo and Eden Wood are just a couple of stars to emerge from the show, and the numbers are increasing. After her appearance on Toddlers and Tiaras, Isabella Barrett cashed in on her fame by producing a fashion and jewelry line. It's proven to be quite the success because the child is now worth nearly $2 million. Did we mention that she isn't even 10 years old yet? The problem with this is that it is encouraging parents to use the pageant system as a way to get their children rich and famous. Many don't realize that it is a complete shot in the dark. Yes, your child is amazing, and we understand that you want to share them with the world, but being famous shouldn't be the end game. They are putting too much importance on being famous and not enough emphasis on raising a functioning human being. More skin wins. One of the major arguments against children's pageants is the fact that it objectifies little girls. That's because, in the pageant world, the more skin you show, the better your chances of taking home the crown. And for some reason, the younger you are, the more acceptable it is to show skin. Of course, it would be a scandal if a Miss America contestant twerked on stage in a two-piece, but for a 5-year-old, it's completely acceptable. Does anyone else see an issue with this? The parents obviously don't. They spend thousands on costumes and dance routines that are anything but age-appropriate. One mother, Linda Jackson, went as far as to stuff her child's clothing with padding to make her look as curvy as Dolly Parton. The child proceeded to have such an offensive hip-shaking dance routine that Jackson and her daughter were banned from entering in future pageants. At the end of the day, these pageants should be about showcasing talent and stage presence. Parents and pageant organizers should focus on what kind of message they are exposing these children to at such a young age, and figure out if it is worth the damage. Women should always smile. Have you ever walked into work or were walking down the street only to be greeted by someone who told you you should smile? Did it make you feel happy? Chances are it made you want to do the exact opposite. This is something that happens to women every day, and it's starting to become a social issue. It's true that smiling does make someone appear more pleasant, but there are times people just don't feel like smiling, and that is okay. Pageants and pageant mothers go crazy when children don't smile on stage. It's almost like they forget that kids don't know how to fake emotions yet, and by getting upset with them for not smiling, it's teaching them that it's better to mask their feelings with a smile. Not only that, but it also corresponds with the notion that women should always smile. A smile from a child should only be given when it is warranted, on stage or not. Children should be able to feel and express their emotions in a healthy way, not hide them behind a smile for the sake of a crown. What do you think? Start a conversation in the comment section below. Natural beauty doesn't matter. It may be hard to believe, but parents often say they enter their children in pageants so they will have high self-esteem when they are older. It is even more difficult to believe considering they will do anything to change their children's appearance in the process. One of the most extreme lengths taken to get their kids pageant ready is waxing. From their eyebrows to their body hair, the less hair the better in the pageant world. Not only is this painful, but it sends the message that body hair on girls is not attractive. If waxing isn't enough, they also get flippers for the girls' teeth. Because children don't have fully developed teeth, they are between them. This apparently doesn't look good on stage. To remedy that, pageant contestants wear mouth gear called flippers that hide their gappy teeth. Sounds pretty crazy, but children will actually lose points if they don't wear them. Add that to the fake hair, fake tans, and piles of makeup. These girls are learning that natural beauty isn't what matters. Instead, they aren't accepting their flaws and will have a hard time accepting their own natural beauty in the future. Moms live through their kids. If there is one thing that is clear at a kids pageant, it's the fact that moms live through their children. How many times have you watched toddlers in tiaras and witnessed a mother doing their daughter's whole routine behind the judges? Or a mother crying on stage when their daughter won? For some reason, these parents are treating their children's accomplishments as their own. We understand that having successful children starts at home, but taking all the credit for a kid's achievement doesn't seem very healthy. These moments only prove that pageants are less about children and more about the parents. Many times these parents go to great lengths for the crown, even denying their children naps so they won't mess up their hair and makeup. This shows that their own personal need of winning is more important than what is best for the child. There is no problem with wanting to show off your baby and how awesome they are. The problem occurs when you start pushing them beyond their limits. That means parents should let their kids do pageants when it is the child's idea, not because they are chasing their own 15 minutes of fame. What do you think about these messages that kids pageants send? Start a conversation in the comment section below. If you haven't had your pageant fix yet, check out 10 most cringeworthy moments from kids beauty pageants. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe to The Taco.